you like fire? Well, this build is for you. If you want to burn, baby, burn those enemies, then let's talk about the Prophet.
I have made fire!
This class guide series is quick beginner setups for Elden Ring for all of the specific classes that you can then develop freely as you get through the mid and late game. But let's get started in character creation. And with the Prophet, you start out at soul level 7. Your main stat here is faith and mind at 14, but everything else is pretty low. You've only got 10 vigor, you've only got 11 strength, arcane is low, dex is low, intelligence is low, endurance is low, everything is low. So this class is very difficult to start out with, and we'll talk about how to make this better as you progress through the game. Your starting gear is where it is also a struggle. Now you start out with the Prophet armor, which has good elemental resistances, but very poor physical. You also get the short spear and the rickety shield. The rickety shield doesn't have a 100% physical negation, so you will take some chip damage when you are blocking with this shield. You also get the finger seal, which is how you're going to cast those incantations, as well as heal and catch flame. Heal is a very slow wind up heal, and catch flame is a melee ranged flame spell that does heaps of damage, but it does have a very high FP cost. For your flasks, you want to start with mostly health, and then as you get better at incantations and start learning some of the better ones, you want to move some of that into the FP range, because you will be able to heal that damage that comes towards you rather than using the flask. But in the early stages, you're going to be using the shield and spear primarily. How to play this class is, look, it's really a struggle. Like, I definitely 100% struggled. This is like the 5th class that we've done, and I definitely struggled in the beginning of the game with the Prophet. I definitely don't recommend this for new players. You start with the very poor armor, the poor shield that I mentioned, the average spells, the low FP total, so you can't even cast the spells that you do have. It can take some time, but you gotta have faith. Get it? The Prophet will come into their own if you put in the time to get those runes, level yourself up, and get better gear. In those initial hours before you start finding the better gear, with the spear and the shield, you do want to block pretty much all the time, and you can actually hold up your block and then poke the shield because it is piercing, so you can keep your block up while you're doing that. Just be careful of the chip damage you will take, and also perform guard counters so you can deal much damage back. And then to bosses and anything else that is hard to kill, you want to use the catch flame spell to melt them down quickly, but rely on the spirit summons to take the aggro away from you so you can just stand behind them and spam the spell. Once you start getting some of the better incantations, the main one you want to use is Flame Sling. This is like a fireball spell that has much better range than the Catch Flame. Catch Flame does do more damage, but you have to be in melee range, so that's the price you pay there. So running both Catch Flame and the Flame Sling so you can deal some melee damage or the range damage with Flame Sling is well worth having. And then later you will pick up something like Flame of Frenzy, which is an AoE spell that will cast kind of an cone in front of you. It does really solid damage and will take out most of the enemies. And also leverage the lunge attacks, because you can be playing in kind of that mid-range distance from enemies, so you can jump and then do a heavy attack to close that distance quickly to deal damage to them. Your attributes for this class is primarily going to be faith and mind, but I definitely recommend to put some of those early points into vigor, because you're going to have very low health to start out with, and the poor armor that you do have, it's going to hurt when things hit you, and it's very easy to die. So put some points into vigor and then start leveling out with faith and mind. And then depending on the weapon you choose to land with, I definitely ditch the spear as soon as possible, but depending on what your main weapon will be, you can put some points into strength and dexterity just so you can level that out. For gear, this is where the Prophet really comes together. So we're going to go through a ton of things here. So firstly, go to Stormvale Castle, see Margit, the boss there. You don't have to kill them, just see them, just say, you know, hey, how's it going? And then die, do whatever. After this, you will unlock the Round Table Hold, where you can start buying incantations. I would recommend to go here and talk to the guy that looks like a Prophet, and you can buy the incantations. Flame Sling is the one you want to buy immediately, and then you've got other options there, but Flame Sling is the primary one you want to get. You can also take a pit stop at the other vendor here as well, and they will sell you a shield that has a 100% physical negation, which is better than that initial rickety shield you get, so you can stop taking that chip damage with your shield. From here, you want to farm runes and either buy better armor or just get lucky with drops. You know, things that you kill will actually drop armor, so you can either do that or just farm it and replace the Prophet set you've got. Once you feel confident, you want to head down to the Weeping Peninsula in the south, and this is where the Prophet's money is made. The Weeping Peninsula is filled with incantations to collect and upgrades for the Prophet and generally other classes as well, so it's well worth going there regardless, but this is a great place to go for the Prophet. There is the Thunderbolt incantation, the Poison Mist incantation hidden around. There's others as well, but the main one you want to pick up is the Flame of Frenzy, which is found here. This will become a well worth spell in your arsenal to keep using, so you can deal AoE damage when you do group up a lot of enemies. You should also take a quick pit stop to the Oratus Rise, and you'll get your first memory stone here, so you can increase the amount of total spells you can carry. I won't spoil how to solve the puzzle for you, but it is relatively easy. You can look it up if you do need to go. You can also head to the Tombwood Ruins, which is in the Weeping Peninsula as well. Here you'll find the Winged Scythe, which is a faith scythe, but you need a lot of strength and dexterity to wield it, so it's a bit more of a mid to late game weapon, but it is a really valuable weapon for a faith build, which is kind of what we're going for here. Once you get through the initial struggles with the Prophet, this class is very strong, and we haven't even talked about the dragon spells, which you can get when you kill a dragon. You get a heart, you can take that to Dragon Island, and you can get the dragon incantations from there, which is very strong on its own right, but they do have a high FP cost. Also, don't forget to upgrade your seal. You won't get another seal until around Stormvale Castle when you're going through there, so upgrade your initial finger seal. It'll just increase the damage you do overall. Check out my Confessor class guide if you're looking for more of a paladin faith-based build. That's the direction to go there. Thank you for watching this video till the end. Thank you to our members for supporting the channel. My name is Norza, and I hope you have a great day.